Hello everybody, my name is Shirgi and welcome back to Muse Score 4. I heard about this game from a couple friends of mine, and today we're going to be playing it finally. Yesterday I checked out 2 books from the library. I've scored for Percussion by Reed and Leach. I have another one here. Hold on, sorting coupon cards I have. There's one called Timpani Tone by Schweitzer. And I just kind of skim through them, so I don't even know if they're good reads yet. No pun intended. Timpani 1 is supposed to be for players. Timpani players, timpanists, but probably still going to be useful to me somehow. I have another one here. The percussion one has, like, of course, descriptions of the percussion instruments, which I don't really need, but it also has parts about like how exactly to notate for them, which is what I need. Because otherwise, I'm gonna split up all the instruments very differently. I'm not actually sure I'd like load custom instruments, like per percussion instruments, into one single track in MuseScore. That might be something that I have to do, like, what's the word? Retroactively. Like, I write out all the percussion parts, so I get the playback. Then I have to condense them for like the full score. It would make the score a lot smaller too. I have like 6 different percussions. That's 6 whole staves that could be probably chopped down to 1 or 2. So, oh well. Okay. So today, we're gonna be doing the orchestrating stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing super special, just something for me to space out to. Nothing that's going to burn me away too much. That being said, though, I am pretty lazy at doing this kind of thing, so I don't expect it to be particularly involved or even accurate. I was reading some comments online about how there's a difference between transcribing for orchestra and arranging for orchestra. Apparently, like, arranging gives a little bit more leeway to what the notes that the original composer wrote were. They kind of take those notes and you can play around with them to make them a bit more, like, you'll get the same feeling and general melody across of the original, but on the instruments that you're putting it towards to make it more comfortable to play. And then a transcription is a more strict, like, note for note, like, copying, I guess. I was about to say transcription, but then I would be describing transcription with itself. Like a copying, I guess, of the notes from one instrument to another, maybe transposing, but otherwise, like, I can't really call it an arrangements. If I, like, am a bit too strict with the transcription, I don't know. I mean, what's in a name anyway? So, I guess I shall just get to work. So I have the score pulled up here. That's my impression of the music. So how many flats do we have here? 5 flats. That's something major. What is that? D flat major. Okay, and we have 4/8. Yoink. Okay. Tempo rubato. It's not really something I can get across in MuseScore without some wacky notation, but I shall put down tempo rubato, or no, andante no moto anyway. Doesn't give like a tempo recommendation, so I'm gonna slow down this andante no a little bit at least. Okay, so what the heck? What do I feel like? I mean, surely you guys have heard this Reflections in the Water by Debussy before. I'm thinking about how I want to do this. I don't want to include too many strings. There is one orchestration that I could find by an established composer, or at least an established musician online on YouTube, and I forgot what his name was, but you'll find the one because there's only one, and it really uses a lot of strings. Like it plays all of these arpeggios on strings. It has, I think, a celesta and two harps, uh, and things like that. And it has like very minimal usage of the winds. So that's not my style. I think as mine's the opposite. The strings are just kind of there, and then I have all the winds do all the fancy things. I think I'm going to kind of continue that trend here. And plus, I didn't really like the way it sounded on the orchestration that they did. It sounded a bit too much like they're playing it on a synthesizer with a string patch. So instead, I want to put it for windies instead. Any other observations? I think the strings would do very good here to like hold these notes. Anything else I think it might be helpful to notice? Alright, well, I guess I'll just get to work. What am I looking at? I ain't read no music in so long. It's D and A. Really correct? Somehow I heard that and I'm like, oh no, this is G. A, there you go. Goodness. No wonder. I was like, that doesn't sound right at all. Yoink. I kind of want this to be even quieter, especially because there's so many of y'all. I want a nice, very easy peasy timpani hit here. Actually, I do think that might be a bit too quiet. I guess we'll see. Maybe... Man, I wish I had like string mutes patches, but unfortunately I don't. Anyway, which of the winds do I want to play these guys? Let me just imagine it first. We also have there's the there's all those fun chords happening here. And they all follow a pattern I noticed. See this one, these are like the same chords but just in octaves, which is nice. Then we also have this melody with 3 ledger lines. And I don't know who I want to play that. Oh, I am also adding a stipulation for myself that this ain't gonna have no, whatchamacallit, keyboards. So no celesta, no piano, and I'm also gonna exclude the harp. And I think I might also exclude the glockenspiel and mallet instruments like that. Just not really like because I don't like them, and I really do. Celesta is one of my favorites, obviously, but just kind of as a challenge. So there's also that. These notes are quite low for like a flute. So I guess I could have like an alto flute play them. There's also this B flat here, which a C flute can't play either, so I would need 2 alto flutes. And I guess that's not impossible, but I guess that's what the clarinets are for. And I will probably have some of the strings play these notes, but nothing too fancy. Let me just kind of dot out these chords, and then I can decide if I like them or not. Oh, that sounds wrong, but... Oh wait, these are literally the same. And after hear these strings, or sorry, these notes kind of go away. Or actually, no. Wait. What? There's like a dotted quarter here. Or not quarter, sorry, a dotted eighth. Is this supposed to be like extend over here. Like this? Is that what it was? Alright, that's actually really fast. Slow, slow, slow. I think that's also still too fast. Slow down. I think that's a bit better. Just a little more. Let me try something fun first. And I do mean just for funsies. Let's split up these guys across these instruments first. And then I want these notes hold a little longer, just kind of give the imitation of like a piano holding down the pedal. I don't know how long I want them to hold down for. Probably a little bit longer. And you probably want to be right here. Okay. You know, yeah, I'll write down the slur. You're also really quiet. I know I put panties in my down, but I do want to hear what's happening. Oh wait, no, I did that wrong. There's a... this, there you go. Oh yeah, and more stuff happens here. And then the chords just go down, it looks like, so... Oh my gosh, stop doing that. I'm busy. Okay, yeah, just this. Okay. Again, I just gotta put the notes down first before I can move them around. Okay, in my opinion, that's still way too fast. I think, like, because I've done things like this before, it's like when I put them for orchestra, I feel the need to slow down the music way more, because I don't know if it's just the playback or if it's like what I actually think. So this is Dorico. Nope, this is Muse score number 4. The 4th one. Love this piece. Ehud. I haven't, you know what? I haven't met like any like musician or even like just like your layman classical music listener that dislikes Debussy. I just haven't found one. I've not found a Debussy hater yet. And I think that really speaks to Debussy's music a lot. Okay. Hard to dislike his work. I mean, yeah. I mean, I myself am pretty opinionated about music. But I like Debussy's work, and again, like, I haven't found anyone that dislikes his work quite yet. I mean, there are some things of his that are harder to love than others, but like, especially this one in particular, like, it's just so nice. I can't find anyone that actually dislikes it. Okay. It looks so different from the last time I used it. Yeah, because they took the UI, and then the developers are like, we made it way better, and in fact, they made it worse. So, but hey, I'm using it. Do I like bassoons? Did I add too much of a rest here? No, that's correct. It starts here on the second, no, the 3rd beat. This is the 3rd beat, because it's 4/8. Right, I think it's just because the melody note is missing. Let me put you on clarinet instead. Not a big fan of how the flutes sound in that one. Actually, you know, instead of slurs, because that with all the ties, it just looks kind of horrendous. I'm going to add here. There's a marker for legato. I shall put that instead. I think the oboe sounds a bit too rough, but then again, not horns. Again, the arrangement that I looked up earlier by like a established musician had all of these on strings, but I dislike that. So I'm trying to think of how I would put them on the winds. Here, let's do this. Give you like one single 16th rest to breathe. That's all you get, and that's all you deserve. Anyways, put that there. This G flat, of course, isn't possible on an oboe. I think it's possible on an English horn. Let me. Why didn't I? Gosh. Every single time, I forget. I know this is my first stream in a while, but I already forgot to pull up my thing. Pure. Nope. This is in my documents folder. It sure is. Here. I really need more things to add to this. Update now. Shut up. There you go. English horn. It goes to a. Okay, the English horn definitely goes lower than that. This must be this must be written pitch, not concert pitch. I only work in concert pitch. You can see down here in the bottom right, I work in concert pitch. So, because I know for a fact the English horn's lowest note is not a B. Oh well. Whatever. The clarinets have a much larger range than the oboes, because clarinets are just better. Let me make it like. Let me put you right here. The current UI rework continues down from MuseScore 4, released in 2022. MuseScore 4.7, where number of fluents are applied already. That's what incremental updates to do to a program. They make it all wacky. I'm actually going to do nothing, and instead I'm going to put the melody in because I haven't done that yet. Who do I want to play this? Bassoon? Maybe horn? Let's try horn. What note is that? A? That sounds about right. C, E, G, up of that A. Still counting ledger lines here. No, skip. E. Let's make you, whoops. Make you, nope. No, oh my gosh. Control D for dynamics, P for piano. Thank you. Goodness gravy. I did not miss that. MuseScore doesn't register my damn inputs. Alright. I think horn might be a bit too brash though. Let me just put you on violins for a second. Go. Actually, you guys go die down to triple P. There you go. I don't like that. I don't like that very much. Maybe viola would be a bit nicer. Go. I guess the tenuto is kind of excessive. I already have a, you know. And the fact that this needs to be rubato, gonna kind of screw me over a little bit, but that's fine. Can we hear these together? feel like the oboes stick out way too much. In fact, like if they were gonna play anything, it should be the melody. But I just don't have enough instruments. Wouldn't you know it? I could... This is gonna look really stupid, but I could do this. Bassoons stick out a bit, not as much. So that might be better. And then we have like a rest here. What's that? A. And then same thing going on. See that, like it's way too fast without the rubato, or at least in my opinion it's too fast. Might actually be perfect. Anyway, I also want a bass drum. Perfect. Can barely hear it. Let me change my patch to the big one. It's still too quiet. Let me try this one. I can't hear that either. Whatever, it's pianissimo, I don't know what I expected. And I guess I'll add a retardendo here. Oh my gosh. You know what? Maybe I'll add it over this whole part. That makes a bit more sense to me. Let me turn this down slightly more, but only slightly. There you go. Here, I'm gonna actually turn up my system's volume so I can hear this a bit better. Now I'm up 3 decibels. Oh wait, let me put you in oboe. Go. This would sound better an octave higher. Although I think the melody does actually go up later anyway. Actually, no it doesn't. I might have just imagined that. What the heck? That's gonna happen later. Look at this jump. Nice. And also look at the amount of slurs and ties that are going on in this. There's so many ties, there's so many little curves. Okay. And curiously, these are like separated. I guess that just must be a direction for... Oh, it's so you can hold these upper notes. Okay, that makes more sense. Man, I'm smart. And maybe I should do something like that over here. Although... No, it's fine. You guys say. Boink. Alright, perfect. Let me switch the page view. Let me hide this. And I also want you to, like, die down. What about a... I can't really think of anyone else that I would like to play this. Except maybe a cello. If I put y'all together, implode. There you go. Yeah, it looks terrible, but let me just hear what you sound like on cello first. See, I really like that. All you guys have to go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. All you duplicates. Let me also implode this. There we go. So now it's just like this. Okay. Anything? I mean, I'm trying to like make this decidedly not very bombastic, but I'm also still kind of unsure if it's exactly what I want. Let me have these notes hold down for a little longer. Why are you all in second voice? Stop that. Let me guys tie. And are these the same chords? No, they sure are not. What note is that? F? And who's gonna play these notes? Let me think. I'm liking the bassoons playing this less and less, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think horns can go this quiet, but it's just gonna sound kind of silly. Try violins. Okay, well, a violin can't play a G flat, or not G flat, or yeah, G flat. I mean, it can, but not usually. Plus, I want to save the strings. I want to save them for a more dramatic moment. Right now, like, it needs to start off not dramatic, but like, you know, sparse. So like a violin section, I'm not too big about, and that's why I want to keep it on winds. They're a bit more sparse sounding. The over here during the climax, where the heck is that here? That's how the music goes. Yes, I am a singer, and that's why I sang it perfectly. So I'll put the strings there, but for this, I'll keep it on the winds. I mean, I guess it could also just ask for like 6 clarinets. You know, while I'm here, I might as well specify how many flutes I have. So since I have these guys playing chords like this, then you can do like this. Maybe the bass flute. You're actually so right. Hold on. Dang. Right. It's so stupid. Let me. The flutes are like doing too much though. Let me move you for a sec. Put you right here. Put you here and you here. Shut up. Bassoon. Get out of here. I'm busy. So like you guys can like alternate. Okay, of course these instruments are not able to do it yet, but let's just pretend that flute number 3 is playing an alto flute for a second. The clarinet up here sounds like a pipe organ, but these at pianissimo, like, listen, I don't know, I ain't never played no clarinet in my darn life, but I'm pretty sure they would not like this very much, and they'd be like, why didn't you just give that part to the flutes? So I think that's precisely what I'm going to do. Let me just do the little switcheroo for a sec. Bang. That's a bit nicer. Now, I know these notes are really low. I would have to force second and third flute to be alto flutes. Which is not impossible, but that's just like, I guess, unorthodox. But I mean, the other option is just like to transpose it, but I don't want to do that. So, also, I probably need to leave some room for them to breathe. So let me do that. Who is playing that notes? Oh, it's you, cellos. I was like, what's so loud down there? Okay. if I got like a string quartet, or I guess a string trio, to play these notes, I might be a bit happier. I just don't want like an entire string group to play it, you know? I think that would be a bit, like, I think that would sound a bit too thick. That's not what I want. I need something that sounds kind of sparse. Which is why I opted for these guys. Or, 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 I could do this. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. This is probably good. Gosh. Go. You kind of lose the, these guys here. Could hold this a bit longer, that's fine. Could also fake it. Could do what Holst did in that one thing that you may or may not have ever heard of called The Planets. Very niche. But he had like the flutes transition to oboes. Oboe sticks out so much though, which is kind of not what I want. I think this is okay. Although I think we kind of have the flute working overtime with 7th jump. That's very silly. I'm not sure if that's not sure how easy that is. I haven't read up enough about the flute to know. Hi, iguanas. Yeah, I don't have anything here about like jumps on instruments, like, oh, we don't like when you play the big jump. I have no idea. Oh well. Are you guys playing the right notes? It looks like it. Where's my original? Anyway, I'll just keep up this pattern now, I guess. And then we can change it later. Oh my gosh, there's a thing down here too I have to play. That's crazy. I guess I'll have the clarinets. Nope, play that as well. That just B flat. Was that B flat major? Why am I so far down again? Or it's B flat minor, sorry. That's definitely not no major chord. And then, oh wait, it's just the chords again. Are you gonna hold on to this? Yes, you do. Okay. Oh my gosh, I am forgetting all my darn coupons. Doink. I kind of want like a very light cymbal hit here. Can I get a bigger cymbal on that? Nice big splash one. That's better. Or I guess I could opt for a tam tam, which might be fun. Where's the tam tam? Dum dum. Oh my gosh, where is he? Why is he below the flute? That's not where you belong. Get in your spot. Yeah. Yippee. That might be a bit nicer. I guess I could have both. That might be a bit much. Whatever. What size tam tam do I want? Large. I don't like that. Medium. I don't like that. I guess we'll go with the small one. Something in me wants a splasher. Like, save the tam tam hit, put the suspended symbol a bit earlier. Like, on that high note there. What my soul is telling me to do. My soul is very strange. I guess this would work. Oh wait, I also forgot to put Candy Smear. I was about to be very loud. Okay, I actually don't like that tam tam hit. It sounds a bit too... What does it sound a bit too much like? It sounds a bit too... alien? I don't know. It doesn't seem like the right word, but somehow that's the only one I can come up with. I'll just have the normal suspended symbol hit there. I'm gonna get a different clarinet patch on that. Hold these notes, please. You need to be even slow. I know it says andantino molto, but whatever. And then probably a tempo here. Something in me says that this ought to be played on a different instrument. Like bassoon or even strings. Let's try the other winds first with the bassoon. With this B flat 4. Probably fine. That should be played on like an English horn or something instead. You know what? You're going on violas. Screw you. There you go. Can you play a legato, please? Doink. I said doink. When I say doink, you doink. Thank you. I guess it could be cello. Look at that high B flat. That's probably not a problem. Probably. Oh, also look, there's also some crescendo happening. Do I want to tie this note? You know what? I think I won't. Oh, no. Yeah, that's my Debussy impression. What's this? Is B flat minor over here, and it just kind of goes down. awesome. What we had before is that we had some of these clarinets take over these notes, but again, the clarinet might be too loud over here. So the flutes will just have to suffer. I'm sure they're very happy about that. I'm gonna need another thing here. Maybe slow down a bit more. Okay. This one's a bit goofy. This measure here. Let me... What am I looking at? Alright, this is the A. Does it want me to hold this note? It sure does. Okay. What's the best way to do this? Like this? Thought I did Bussy did it? Nope. Alright, you don't split the middle. Alright, there you go. That just looks stupid though. I guess I could do this. Does look a bit strange, but whatever. And you can be this. There you go. Okie pokey. There's like something missing in there, and I know what it is. The melody. I neglected it. Never mind, it just doesn't exist in this part. Okay. Wait, then what am I supposed to write here? But I guess maybe hold on to these notes a bit more. So like, you sustain a bit longer, and you sustain a bit longer. Okay. Let me try something a bit silly here. And when I say silly, I do mean silly. Go. Sounds so stupid. Let me try this. Put you on the bottom and you on the top. No. Instead, do what we had going on over here. Any smoke, please. The bassoon doesn't sound as good as I'd hoped. I think I might just keep it on the viola. Doink. It needs to be a bit, again, more sparse. Actually, you know what? Instead of those cellos, I think I might just have like a cello soloist or something. Instead of cello group. A cello soloist. Doink. Here she is. And maybe a bit better. a bit sweeter, and also I noticed that I accidentally overwrote an entire flute part, which I don't even know how I managed to do that because I was all the way down here in the cellos, but that just goes to show you that MuseScore is a perfect program with no flaws. So there you go. And I didn't screw it up over there. Great. And I'm gonna put you on cello. Since you're strings, I might tie you. Or I could just split it's like this. Explode. Here, I'd rather do this. Where's the selection filter here? Like that. Legato again. Legato on this note, thank you. I'll tie the viola note. Why not? Move 2 oboes over here in this latter half, maybe. I think that might be fun. Oh, whoopsies. No, that sounds a bit too much like these clarinets, so I'm just gonna merge these back. The oboes are just getting a free first few measures, I guess. I also realize that you guys are visible over here. More bass drum. More cymbal. Do I want the timpani to play these? Do I want it to play low? I think it would sound a bit weird over here, where it's just a 16th note. I guess with the rubato it might be better. Why not? Is that really what it plays? It sure is. I think the strings need to last a little longer, but they need to like die. And by a little longer, I do only mean a little longer. Where's the dynamics? Doink. And let's have you guys die away. Or alternatively, just to make things a little nicer, do tremolo instead. Or instead of that, what chord are you? B flat, D, F. Might be a little goofy, but I'm gonna try it anyway. my friends. Try this. I think you died out a bit too much. I can't hear you, none. Go. Okay. Or do I want you guys to be maybe like a nice easy peasy pizzicato note here, no pun intended. Where's pizzicato? Boom. Why not? Maybe not over there though. Oh, there is a timpani for that. There's already a timpani over here too. Okay, you know what? I'll just keep it the way it is. I'll give you a little bit more leeway here. Let's add those dynamics back. Kind of move you on a little bit. I feel like some percussion here would really hit. I just don't know, no pun intended, but I just don't know which one I should do. Make the cello a little louder. Maybe the slur is not really what we need. Like, something like that. Like maybe the tam tam can come in here very subtly. No, I like that less than I thought I would. You. Oh my gosh. Small PP. Let's do a smaller symbol for this. Again. I don't know if I like that rhythm, but I feel like there's got to be some kind of splashy splash here somewhere. I just don't know where that would be. That maybe a triangle is actually what I want and not a symbol. In fact, why don't I have a triangle on here? A triangle. Boom. Doink. Just want to hear what that would sound like. And then oh my gosh. That's too loud. Fine. Okay. Ding. Maybe instead we have like a triangle like tremolo. Instead of a single hit. Like might be a bit silly, but maybe that's unnecessary. Where's the tremolo? Blink. Or like this. That might be a bit nicer in the latter half. Keep it nice and easy peasy over here. Bonk. And I also have different sizes of triangle. No, I don't. Sad. I'm liking this tremolo less and less. Maybe like 3 triangle hits here would be nice. Two. I also think that triangle is way too loud. It's triple P. So you're supposed to... I should barely be able to hear you. That's a bit better. Maybe a roll? That's very iffy. I'm not big on that. It sounds a bit too dramatic. Can't be dramatic, it just needs to be pretty. But if I need to reinforce the bass, I do have like a bassoon or a tuba. I also think that there should be more dynamics. It's all kind of the same pianissimo right now. I like this would be good. Something simple. And then probably like this is what we want. So we can do like this. Awesome. And what's that? B3, which is right around here. Okay, try again. I just really am craving some kind of symbol here. A bit earlier maybe, like right here. Go. Symbol row would sound much better than triangle. Like get out a Glock to add some part of the melody or counter melody. See, this is like a self-imposed challenge on myself, but I'm not using any mallet percussion or keyboard instruments. That's just like a self-imposed restriction for this. Because in a way I feel like that's kind of cheating because this was originally for piano. I'm not doing that. You can do that if you want though. The symbol roll will not be heard. Oh, well, no. Go! Isn't that just beautiful? I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of biased against symbol rolls because they sound really cheesy to me. I think you kind of have to use them right, but go Tam Tam, do something. I actually really like that. Can I have a tremolo on that? Adds a bit of weight. It's kind of nice. Maybe just one triangle hit. That's felt a little excessive. Same thing on the big gong. I know it's not a gong. I really like the suspended symbol for these hits here. It's very I don't even know what the word is. It just seems so peaceful. Just one single hit here. Like, kind of like a gong. Let me hear my other patches. That one's kind of silly. I also have the bowed one. Or scrape. Secco. That. Do the normal one. I like the 18-inch cymbal patch. Ideal size of violence for an orchestra is 21st and 20 seconds or more than that. Well, if you were to ask me my opinion, my favorite era of classical music is like Baroque music. So I think the ideal size is one first violinist and one second violinist, and maybe two if you're getting fancy. I understand not all music calls for that, but like, if I were to pick. And plus it's way cheaper to hire just two of them instead of 20. Don't you think? Anyway. What other percussion instruments are there that I could add actually? Let me just go through the list here. I have, here, let's do, I guess all of them. Actually, no. Start with orchestra. Opera gong, wind gong. What are these different types of gongs? Opera gong. What kind of oh, interesting. This is the Asian sound. I see. Opera gong. I feel like I already know what this sounds like, but let me just hear it again because I just really want to hear an opera gong. Let me turn on the volume. I got a bad feeling about this. This is an 11-inch opera gong. Wow. Oh, this is from a YouTube channel called The Gong Shop. Nice. Nice intro with the Super Mario Kart sounding soundtrack. Nice. See, I would really like this. That sounds fun. Awesome. Do they have more about opera gongs? Hold on. Oh my gosh, I have a playlist. What's the biggest one they have? 14-inch tiger gong. I gotta hear this now. Nice. That's awesome. I don't know why it's called an opera gong, but dive into the world of funky gongs. I really, really like gongs. Or I guess, well, these ones are called opera gongs, but I also like the tam tam. Chimes are out. Yeah. Pitched percussion I'm trying to avoid. Again, not because I don't like it, but because it's kind of just like a challenge. Okay. What was the other one? China cymbal. Wind gong. Is this one like you blow on it and it makes a sound? What is? Oh, is it another? More pictures of. These are the same some of the same pictures I got with the opera gong. All right, let me find a video. So hold on, let me go back to the gong shop. I bet they have wind gongs. What a great word too. Gong. Wind gong. Dang. What's the here? Show me the biggest wind gong you got. This one's called a moon gong. I don't know if that's the same thing. Your 30-inch wind gong. Nice. Hold on, let me hear that. That's kind of like a tam tam though. Since the 6-inch wind gong. Okay, a bit more modest in size, I see. Ooh. Hey. That's pretty good. Just goes to show it's not about the size of your gong. What you do with it. Never mind, it is about the size. 44-inch wind gong? Well, now I have to hear this. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful sound. Why is it it's like it's rumbling my speakers. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying. Oh my goodness. That's probably the scariest thing I've ever heard. Awesome. Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to be adding that to my orchestra. It's ocean drum. I think that's the one with like the beans in it or something. Not what I want though. I mean, it's called Reflections in the Water, but it's not like turbulent water. It's like river water, which I guess is turbulent, but like not as much as the ocean. Oh, anyway. Maybe I could just add like a different kind of symbol. Maybe to make this a bit louder, I can double up on these notes here. Maybe in octaves. Maybe in lower octaves with this D flat. No, that just sounds silly. This is better. Okay, nice, beautiful unison. What are we doing? Does it go back to the original chords? Yeah, these look the same. Yeah, they're the same. Okay. Then composer's best friend, copy and paste. There you go. Probably won't use it the whole time for this. Just kind of getting the notes down first. I might switch these out for something else. Oh yeah, tempo here. Let's see, I think I'm gonna have a kind of pattern going on here. I have like the winds doing this, and the strings kind of help reinforce this, but only like a teeny tiny bit. And then I have the winds come back, and then I kind of want the strings to end off this phrase here and then kind of lead into the Debussy inventing jazz harmony. Okay, it needs to be a little bit more grand here, and I think horns might be the way to achieve that. We have like this thicker part in the bass here because I added in the cellos doubling this, but I also would like to add in maybe a tuba, maybe... Actually, well, how good is a tuba at playing pianissimo? I don't know, I don't have anything like that here. I don't know. I don't have like a like an orchestra book, and I have a book of percussion and a book for timpani in front of me right now, but I don't have one for the instruments of the orchestra or anything. I guess a bassoon would be better doing that. Bassoon isn't that thick sounding though. I know low horn can get pretty quiet, sometimes to its detriment, but here it might be okay. Okay, that's pretty low. A D flat. I don't know about that. Where's horn? Not often used. This is there's so many ledger lines. Hold on, let me just put the horn in bass clef for a second so I can have the the grand staff of horns. Yoink. There you go. Let me just turn off the concert pitch. Oh, never mind. It wants to go back to that. I guess hornists might rather read treble clef than bass clef, but anyway. I think they sound like what? They sound a fifth lower than written. So, you know what? Why am I even thinking about this? It's fine. The horns can probably play that. In fact, I think I've set this up incorrectly. You're supposed to be over here. You know what? No, put this back. Octaves? No, I don't like that. It's too dense. Actually, okay, on second thought, I think these guys are fine. I think instead of pianissimo though, it needs to upgrade to piano. Or maybe these guys can stay the same, but like, you guys I think should be a bit louder now. Because it's like the repeat, so I want the dynamics to be at least a little bit different. And plus it's leading up to the so we want it to be a bit louder. I'm gonna allow myself a little bit more dynamics. Let me hear it with this. Oh, that's so loud. Okay. I think this is still too loud. I'm okay with you guys becoming louder. Hold on, I gotta take this. Never mind. It was a spam call, I think. I looked at my phone and it was like, you know, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I thought it was something else. Okie dokie. Back to what I was doing. Right, what I was doing is I was putting the melody down. Actually, does the melody stay in the same place? We're down here now. Yeah, it does. Okay. Should make it a bit louder too. Could put it in a different instrument. Like horn. Let me try you guys in different instruments just for funsies. I shall try you here first in bassoons. And be a bit high for I'm gonna call it, what are they called? Oboes. And it's probably gonna hurt. No, that's not what I wanted. Over here. Probably just do something like this. This will just look silly though. If I do like this and like this, maybe. Let me hear that before. I don't like this. I guess you can just go back in the first cello. You will have to be louder though. Or could put it in the entire cello group. That doesn't really sound that much different. Probably because the cello is so thin in that upper part. Try this. I don't like that. Wait. Oh, there's a note missing here. It's this. The... Okay. I am very iffy about that bassoon part. It just doesn't sound very nice. I would just have to put it back on clarinettos. I think the addition of the oboe is good though. Could have you play this again. Yeah, you know what, it's fine. Can I do a... Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. And have you guys hold these notes a little longer. Here. No. Thank you. That's what I wanted. Beautiful. And here we have... Oh, I just realized I didn't on pianissimo this one. There you go. If you guys go down, do triple P, yoink, yoink. I forgot to tie you. There you go. And you go, that's not, oh my gosh, there. Go here. And then, awesome. Triple P, put you down. Amazing. And I guess I'll mark here and both of them DVC. Don't know why I didn't do that before. Send that retardando back. Maybe don't make it so time. And then back to what the timpani were doing. Bom bom. Or bom bom. And again with the bass drum. Amazing. Cymbals. That tam tam roll back. There we go. want the strings to enter in here. So could basically just steal what I had here before. I'll have to put you on different instruments now, but that's okay. I could put you on Division 3 for you guys. What notes are you? E, B, F. This is gonna look very strange again, but let's try this. And then let's try this. So just lots and lots of violins dancing around. This might actually sound terrible, but let's give it a try. Wink. I don't really like the sound of this double note there. I really feel like if I'm gonna pull this off, like the violins need to be doubled with something. Okay, clarinets don't play Debussy. Get rid of that. Those are not clarinets. Oh, those are oboes. There you go. And I don't know, put you in. And I guess. I imagine these notes are the same. Here. Are these the same as what it was before? Looks like it, okay. And I shall just copy paste. Very creative. Boom. Wait. D-I-V period. Perfect. Getting kind of messy. Let me switch to this. And in fact, now that you're piano, not pianissimo, I might be able to get away with putting horns on this. Wow. Let's copy what we did before. Oh, why aren't you moving? Thank you. And I guess you should like die away. Maybe like, no, it's probably superfluous. I already know you're going down. There you go. Okay, try this. I feel like there's not enough bass. Like, you guys aren't like heard enough, and it might be because of my decrescendos that I added. Okay, I can kind of get rid of these guys then. They're a bit unneeded. Also don't know what the heck is going up with my audio. It's like, let me restart my audio device real quick. I don't know if the sample rate of MuseScore is just difference, but whatever. Nope, it didn't fix it. Hold on. I also know that I can change the buffer rates. See if that does anything. Dang. Nope, that's even worse. Try up. Okay, that fixed it. What's the buffer size? Okay. Try again. Oh, these flutes need to be louder. But they can, like, die down, of course. Oh, I forgot to mark you as legato. Is that too... Is this too much voodoo for our purposes? Is this too much voodoo? I don't know. Now that I put them on the strings, I don't really think I like it very much. Or at least a string group. I might like it again if it was on like a limited amount of strings. I don't know about having it on an entire string group. That sounds too dense, too foggy. It doesn't sound like clear and minty. I don't really like this. I'm kind of okay with like the bottom part doing that. That's about it. And in fact, if I'm gonna say that, then I might not transpose. What the heck? Explode. I might as well just have it in all of these guys. And of course, probably don't divisi a single unison note. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Oh yeah, and since you guys are 3 whole string groups, I am going to lower your volume. I said since you're 3 whole string groups, violin 1, you're not excluded. Goodness gravy. And switch it up by putting you on oboe. Nope, I clearly clicked on this. Thank you. Okay. That works, I guess. Contrabassoon at the start. Why not? Contrabassoon, very fun. I like it very much. I don't know how loud this patch is, so I guess we're gonna find out. Go, contrabassoon. Awesome. Or actually, you know what? No, this is gonna... Listen. What I want here... fucking pedal. Where's the... Here it is. Only need 1 staff of this. Baba basa. Hear me out. What if What if? Right? What if? Oh my gosh. You're just gonna shake your speakers. How fun. What's this one? That one just sounds like a controversy in any way. I don't know why I can't hear it very well. Open diapason wood 16. I don't know what that means, but it makes a nice 808 sound, so. And you know what? I'm inclined to put it down again. And since you're an organ pedal, you can play this A. That sounds so dumb. Like I'm in a movie theater. I don't know why I can't hear this one. It's still quiet even when I put fortissimo. Okay, fascinating. What about this? Nope, what about this? Oh, there you go. Now you're loud. That sounds like a weird sine wave though, so how about just pedals? Oh my goodness. Because I have the otababasa. That's a bit more like it, thank you. That's less offensive on my ears. Let me just change you to this. I don't know if the organ pedal is adding anything that, you know, the rest of the orchestra doesn't already give, but this feels like kind of like feature creep. I'm like listening for any noticeable difference between the basses because we have like this bass and then one without it. You know what? I'm gonna keep it. Whatever. If I can't hear it, it's there in my heart. I'll be able to feel it in my chest at least, in my stomach. That's all that matters. Hello. Hi. Never mind, that's what Yuri says. I can't say that. Also, you guys gotta be louder. Okay, sounding like Star Wars, but that's fine. And then there's like a rest here. Interesting. There's a pianissimo over the rest too, which is fun. We have the bass here going up. Let's see. Who do I want to play the bass? You. What's that? C flat. Nice. You know what? All of the strings. You can all play this. All of you. And then how about the wait, let me think about this. Let's do clarinets first. Maybe clarinets and bassoon together. And I also want the horns to come in somewhere around here. Okay. Well, that sounds like a game plan. What are you, F? And you are what? C, D, and you're B, B, C, D double flat. Or, that's not B, that's G. Nice. I said I would like you for, not that, this. Guess you can't play, I mean you can, but you probably don't want to play this top note, so I'll just spare you from that, and I guess I'll put it in the oboe instead. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure if this is good, or if it's only good because Debussy wrote it, or if it actually sounds good. That's what I'm gonna have to grapple with now. Can I hear you on horns as well? Oh wait, hold on. Shut up. That's very pretty. Let's do maybe like a horn thing on just this one note here. Like a attack. Yeah. And then you guys can be staccato. Or not even that. Just do like this. Yeah. And you guys will probably have to like crescendo here. And same with you guys all down here in the bass. And who's gonna play these guys here? Maybe first violins and like a pizzicato. Let's do, oh my gosh, 4 ledger lines, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. That sounds correct. That's so silly. I guess I'll write here pizzicato. You're gonna have to be a bit loud though, because that's pretty high. Louder. Thank you. You know what? Maybe to make it worth your time, I'll make these guys louder. Oh my gosh. Let me... I really like this crescendo up to forte, but I'm not sure if it's exactly what the music wants, but I just want to hear what it sounds like now. Oh my goodness, gravy. Shush. Shush. I do generally think that sounds pretty good though. And you will extend for just a teeny tiny bit here. Like, and go back down to piano. also need to do that. Thank you. Okay, that's good. I'll make you accented so it's easier to hear. Or I could just make you forte, I guess. Let's try you on trombones. I am a bigger fan of the trombone than the horn generally. It just sounds more like a car horn, which is what this chord sounds like. It's very pretty though, but it's okay, and let me write the rest of that. Or here, naturalize this. Because in the last measure, this is naturalized, so you gotta flatten it in the next part. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but I really encourage that you do. I'm not one to get high and mighty about what music should look like, but I feel like we could probably all agree that you probably want to just add a little courtesy, or curtsy, or curtsy. Alright, there you go. Boink. And then VSTMU sounds that you use. These are mostly the Berlin sounds. Those are the ones I use. And I appreciate you saying that it's gorgeous, but I mean, of course you can kind of tell by the title that I didn't write it. And so again, I'm not sure if it sounds good because I'm not sure if it sounds good because I'm orchestrating it good, or if it just sounds good because Debussy wrote it. There you go. Also doesn't say his name on it. It's Debussy's. Let's see, and then let's bring those clarinets. Clarinets just sound jazzy, so that's probably why we want them here. Let me write in the chords first, though. Is that correct? D flat? That's D flat, yes. What goes on in the next part? Get rid of that tenuto. B, B. Resist saying obvious jazz meme. What? That I like it? You're never gonna believe this. Also, I realized I did this wrong. You're supposed to be the 16th. C and B flat. You are, what's that? E natural and F. And then, that's F, right? Okay, yeah. And then, what's that? B flat and C flat. Oh, there you go. Looking chromatically is getting a bit wacky. And then on this D here, just put the F on the D. There you go. And you know what? I'm very tempted to put fortissimo here. So I will, but I have a feeling it might be too loud. Let me just put it on normal forte first, and then I can try it on fortissimo later. And then I shall do... Actually, let me, right here, let's do just one oboe, and then here I can write all 3 oboes, which I neglected to mention how many oboes there are for some reason. There are 3 oboes, so 3 apiece, which I'm pretty sure is like kind of a large orchestra. I think like a standard orchestra has 2 per, but whatever. Not like anyone's gonna actually play this. There you go. And then these lower 2 notes, luckily I have the power of MuseScore on my side and I can just do this. Bang. Alright, awesome. I see that really feels like it's got to be in the horns. So let me yoink. How long does that last? That lasts for, what's that, 4 beats? 4.5 beats, but there's a measure of 3/8 after this. Then let me go ahead and add that in. Time signature, not 3/4, 3/8. There's also these double bar lines here. I think they just added that because of the time signature change. But I said time signature, right? Sometimes I confuse them and say key signature. The second most obvious jazz-related meme. Def Gekde. Wow. Yes, you did. Great. Oh, I meant the other one. And then you go immediately back to 4/8 because the Boosie just removed the single beat from this because he was just feeling that kind of way. Anyway, like I said, it lasts for 4.5 beats. We should make this like this. Boom. So if you just do this and do this and like this. This is gonna look kind of ugly, but hold on. Yoink. And then... Oh my gosh. It's so loud. Oopsies. What a beautiful chord. What? Oh, okay. Thought something was wrong there for a sec. And I want maybe trumpets to kind of punctuate this chord like how we had the trombones here. I think it might be, again, too loud, so I might start with trombones. Trumpets, I really shouldn't neglect those. Let's give this a shot. Oh, I forgot to add the decrescendo. Darn it. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Let me make you decrease like dramatically. Like really. Actually, no, let's not do that. Let's just do normal. And because the oboe is probably going to get buried underneath all of the orchestra, I'm going to put, not horn, trumpets on this. Let's do 1 trumpet. Stay solo. How many trumpets did I give myself? I did not specify. I guess I'll give myself 2. I don't know. I can always just add more, I guess. And I guess that means I would need 3 trombones, which I think three trombones is pretty standard. Okay. This? Oh yeah, and the the bass also needs to keep going. This bass plays for that length of time. Let's see. Some of this bass plays the entire time. I'll make it so these guys at the bottom do that, and then I'll have you guys play this part here with the A. Okay, try this. And also I want an accelerando here. Tempo. Excel. Okay. This is like tempo rubato, so this is like my interpretation. But anyway. Now that we have like a rest here, I'm gonna have this extend a little bit longer. There you go. Oh my gosh, again I forgot the decrescendo. Shut up! There you go. I also need this to be like way cooler. Go, go, go. Fast, fast, fast. There you go. I like that a lot. Okay. What do I want now? Love the model. Thank you. What was it doing? The chord. What chord is this? E flat, F, B flat. Beautiful. Let's have you be forte. Forte trombones are going to be way louder than forte horns. I don't think they're going to be as loud as forte trumpets. I also realized I put the chord in the wrong beats. Let me fix that. You're supposed to be on the 4th beat of this one here. Thank you. And then I guess you can go like this. There you go. Okay. No. This really needs to quiet down, in my opinion. The bass can stay a bit louder because they're playing some notes, but there you go, that's much better. I think the timpani should do anything. I don't know. I think adding timpani might make it a bit too indulgent. What about the tuba? Tuba, again, feeling a bit left out. I think I should probably give it something. It can play these bass notes, I suppose. Here we go. Or I could give it to the timpani, the chromatic timpani that we all know and love. The piano, there we go. You go even lower. Let's have you start over here on this second part here, and I'll do this. I really feel like that should be louder. Bro, you are a tuba. You are a tuba. That means when I hear you, I should not be able to hear anymore. Go. That's more like it. I also need to add the whatever that's called. Is there a musical term for that? I'm pretty sure it's called the what is that? 5 ledger lines. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if a violin's gonna be able to play loud enough pizzicato to play over the whole darn orchestra for these notes. I might have to get a bit creative here with adding some other thingies to make it audible. Apparently there's some chords here. I didn't even notice that. And I'll have you go back to a tempo here. I think. Let me just make sure these tempo markings are invisible. Okay. Did I mark these as legato? I should not because I'm smart. I guess I could just mark them all legato in the beginning. Legato. Legato. Here a legato. Here a legato. There you go. That'll probably save me a All you guys just become legato. So I don't need to write it in weird looking places. Wait. I'm not really feeling these clarinets as much as I did in the beginning. I feel like I want to swap them out for someone else already. I think in that beginning they're fine, but like in the subsequent parts I'm not so sure. Like over here. I think I put it on bassoon before and I didn't like it, but let's see if I like it now, 5 minutes later. I mean, it's different, I guess, so... Let me just make sure your piano. There you go. Added a tenuto here. It's probably unnecessary. Let me get rid of that. And what goes next? I think horns ought to play this next part. I'll let these horns kind of take a break and I'll let you guys come swoop in the show. What are you? E, D, B flat, or E flat, D flat, B flat. Nice and piano. Some wonderful chords here. C natural. Probably don't need to naturalize it, but I'll write it natural anyway. Can I write it in the accidentals here? Where are the parentheses? I could have sworn you could add parentheses to your accidentals. Or whatever. Is there a specific reason to 3 on a part for this? So the score isn't huge. It's my main reason. If you're wondering why that many instruments, it's because it is easy. Okay. We'll use C natural, F and B. I don't really like this horn patch. Let me swap it out for another one. I like that one a bit more. It has a bit more brightness. Okay. And we have some melody going on here. A lot of ledger lines. There's 5 ledger lines again. Let me stop back here. Add a slur. Actually, I think you need to be like even slower. Well, it's rubato, so I'll do what I want. Tempo really increased here because of the accelerando, so I'm going to really pull back the tempo over here. Just a little bit slower, my friends. There you go. And you can go back to all tempo here, that's fine. Actually, what's this? 37, what'd we start at? started at 37. Oh wait, because I have the on tempo. Duh. It's down to 18. Okay, 18 is way too slow. And then we have here A and G. Or do I want it to be the low A and G? What about this? No, I don't like that. I guess you can play G then, which is this. Yes, I know how to read alto clef-ish. But violin can't play that, so I guess you're going up here. Hear that again? Oh yeah, wait. You know what? I said I was gonna keep this at piano, but I'm taking it back. You're becoming PP. Also don't like this very much. Can you go on... Go on who? I want the flute to play some of these, like, melodies. I guess the flute can't really play this B. As much as I wish it were true. I guess I could call for an alto flute. Which I can just write like 3 to alto flute or something. I'm not sure if this is the proper way to write it out, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I think it's pretty clear what my intent is though, but if there's a standard way, then I guess I can use that. What's the jazziest sounding one of the bunch? I think the clarinet's pretty jazzy sounding. I wonder why I think that. You're never gonna guess why I might think that. Or maybe even the bassoon might work for this particular melody. Let me just hear what this sounds like. Or this is actually kind of high for the bassoon to just play out of nowhere. But it's probably fine. I cannot hear you, boy. Play louder. That's better. That's good. I can't really remember what this part sounded like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I can like play a recording on stream, because that would be like, no. So let me just go ahead and pull one up, but you guys won't be able to hear it. Okay, is that a Dan Henshaw video? Oh, never mind, it's not. Okay. I was gonna click on it if it was. Right. Got too distracted by that one thing. My mind immediately slipped. Okay, let me listen to this. You can't hear it, so. Okay. Okay. Interesting. stuff in OBS so you can hear again. Here. And then here it's gotta like kind of chill out. I think I'll still have the pizzicato playing though. This is like such a big jump. But it's probably fine. It's probably not going to be a problem. And without the rubato, like the actual rubato, and instead it's like some weird pseudo rubato, it's gonna sound a bit odd, but without like programming every step of the way out is what we're gonna get, so. Let me hear what this sounds like if I did this. If I did like this with the actual 7th in the bass like that. I think that's better. Okay, you're a bit too fast, I think. I guess I'll just push you back up. That's way too slow. You can't tell what it's going to change to after, so you just have to kind of play around. I guess oboes can play these little flavor notes here. When do those even occur? The second and the... What beat is that? That's the 4th beat. That's not the 2nd beat, that's the 3rd beat. No, it's not the 3rd beat. It's the 2.5 beats. Ain't it? That C and F. And then again on the 4th beat. That's so peculiar. Okay. Let me tie these notes together. It might be a bit odd for these guys to play, but then again, it's the Debussy that wrote it, not me. Don't play for that long, please. Maybe like this. Be crescendo. There you go. Let me make you guys a bit more pronounced. Hear this again. Okay, hold on. I'm listening to the subsequent measures starting from here. Okay. Oh, wait, no, this is correct. Okay. This is gonna be a bit strange. Let's listen. And then I guess this chord can repeat. Hold it. And apparently the bass. Am I hearing something? Am I not hearing something in recording that's apparently there? There's like a D natural here with an A natural somewhere. Replay this maybe. It's like a D minor. Oh, and Debussy's just like arpeggiated, so probably why it's harder for me to notice. Let me only have like this. That feels a bit more natural. Let me split the middle here. And maybe... No, I don't like that. I'm looking at the the YouTube video now for the score, but I forgot I have it pulled up over here. Where am I? Right here. And they're still the same, and then there's like some wackiness happening over here. What the heck am I doing? Gosh. Part of me wants to add like tremolo or something. Maybe. Something about this just sounds wrong. But I don't know what it is. You have to be louder. Never mind, I take it back. You have to be softer. I should just make everything else quieter. Like this. You know what? The flutes can go away. C, F, B. You go to Arco. But I want them to be kind of quiet, so I want tremolos. And I kind of want this part to be on flute. Never mind, I want it to be on clarinets. No, now that I put this down, I like it less. I liked it more over here. Yes, I like that way more. I'm not really a fan of how dark this is though. Let me raise it up an octave. Maybe. Ah, no. Maybe instead of bassoon, do cello. I'll give it the bassoon something. Contra bassoon ain't doing nothing though. So let me get rid of Mr. Contra. Anything else I need to add? And it goes barrel, 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 barrel. Maybe hear that in the thing again. Okay, in this interpretation, see, I have this video pulled up here by Noah Johnson. That their interpretation. They have like a breath here. They stop after this measure here. Then in this one, the one immediately preceding it, they have this like crescendo, which I appreciate. I appreciate when they add dynamics. Like not enough folks remember to do that. And then this wonderful harmony here ends with a rit, like the cracker. Let me hear one more time. What if I extend this retardando here? Let's see, it sounds very different because it ain't on piano no more. It's on these like woodwind instruments that don't have quite the same like release as the piano does. So bum 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 bum. And then these notes here, let me think. Maybe on flutes. I don't think they'd sound good on oboe. Maybe clarinet. Probably not bassoon because it's so high. I'm thinking maybe this one will have to go on the strings. And plus, they're even built for strings. Look at all of those thirds. And strings love thirds, probably. Except for the C flat and F here. Or sorry, that's not an F. C flat and E, which is not a third. Well, it looks like a third, but it's secretly a 4. Secret. Whatever. It's written as a third, so it's close enough. Oh, you know, it's E flat. Man, see, this is why I didn't go to music school. It's because I can't read the darn music. Anyway. Down, 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 down. Let me just at least write down the notes before I start going crazy with them. Why is there a G flat here? Where? Oh, there's G natural over here, so there's G flat over here. Go get out of here. Okay. Since these are all thirds, I can just go probably like F flat, E, D, what's that? C, C, I already C natural. So there's like a C flat here. Oh, there's a C flat over here. Okay. Well, that's not a concern for me right now. C flat, B flat. And then watch this. Oh, now they all have thirds. This one is an F natural, it's correct. Okay, and I got it right the first try. Then you shall be arco, and probably not so forte. There you go. Awesome. And what's the bass doing? And then probably gonna want like a very strong ritardendo here. And just to separate it out for myself, I'll write rallentando. Nice and slow, my friends. There you go. Something about that feels a bit wrong to me. Okay, whatever. Probably because there ain't nothing else with it. Okay, what are these notes here? D, C flat here, and then B double flat. Definitely not A. I think I want to try having these notes be pizzicato. So what are you? D. Oh, whoopsies. Oh my gosh, where am I? Here. C flat, B double flat, and then G. Nope. G. Nope. Get manually, fine. And then you are. What are you? An idiot sandwich. C flat. Nope. Thank you. I guess you can be in viola. Bang. B double flat. G. It's G, right? Yep. And then what are you? F flat. Or yeah, fine. Or I forgot to add the tempo. No, I don't like that. That sounds too much like Super Mario 64, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's not what I want. I need something a bit more punctual. Let's add a pizzicato here. Let's raise their dynamics to piano. Although this might sound a bit dull because of the I hit my mic, the contrabasses. So I'm gonna upgrade you to. Why did this one? What the heck happened here? Get out of here. Maybe I could just do it like this. Let me try this melody here on something like horns. And what comes after? Oh. Okay. I just listened to it. I didn't just like hear it in my head. I know you can't hear me playing it back. Let me think of how to do this. Okay, I feel like strings are kind of the way to go here. I can't really think of anything else that I like, but I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful here not to overdo it. So let's have you be Arco. That's fine. And what are you? There's some silliness going on here. And then what is this? D double flat and D. Is it the same D? Sure is. And then you probably like you probably lead into this D right here or something. So, or what notes have I added? Just do D, I guess. That's fine. And then I'll, much like Johnson did, that's their name, yep, I'll add a little crescendo. Nothing too funky though. Okay. that chord in the bass doesn't really come across very well in the strings, so I feel like something a bit more articulate like bassoon would be helpful here. No. Thank you. That's what I wanted. How long does this chord last? 4 beats. Where's my dynamics? Here. Let me hear what this sounds like. I think something smoother might be helpful here. Let's do tuba and 2 horns. Try this. Never mind, I take it back. What intonation was that supposed to be? I can omit that A flat so it's a bit easier to hear what's going on. Also realize that you guys sound kind of weak sauce, so I'm gonna punch your volume up. Oh my goodness. That was very loud. You know, instead of doing that, I could just have you be both on both violin parts. Go. I want you to tie. Not that long. Just tie a little bit. That sounds less good than I thought it would. Let me try this. What about on clarinet? Go. That's like okay, maybe. And only maybe. I also realized that I've been neglecting percussion this entire time. Sorry guys. Since I can't figure that out, I'll just go back to this. And also delete the organ pedal, because that was just kind of a meme. There you are. Thank you. I kind of want there to be a tiny little triangle hit here. Maybe for each of these notes. There you go. Nice and quiet. also think this accelerate was a little bit too dramatic. I shall pull you back slightly. Maybe for this little swell here, I'll add a nice bass drum hit. Okay, this looks very stupid, but it's fine. Tremolo, there you go. You shall go up to forte, thank you. And that sounds stupid, get out of here. Can you do an ease out, please? Fade. Or not the Piatti, I meant the suspended symbol. I'm sorry, Piatti, but I ain't seen no reason to use you quite yet. Okay, I cannot hear that, man. You're gonna have to be a little louder, my friends. That's better. The Grinch. The violins out of nowhere don't sound very good. So I guess onto clarinets you go. Oh, I also should mark which clarinet is playing what and which bassoon's playing what. You know, that would make a lot of sense. 1 and 2. You are just 1. I think over here I marked 1 solo or somewhere. Yeah, there's not needed. Just 1. You also just 1. And then you can be 1 and 2. You go up to forte, please. Post. And then I'll have, I guess, maybe trombones punctuate the rest of this chord with a B double flat. Awesome. And perhaps even trumpets on this latter half with the, yeah, like this. Awesome. No, I don't like that. I think the trombones are okay just the way they are. Okay, I think the the bass going away there makes it sound kind of odd. Like it's so sudden the way the bass goes away. Okay, so instead, let's do a like this. Or I can do this. How about pizzicato would be heard more, the cellos or the contrabasses. I think the cello is because the cello is a bit more resonant, so I think the cello should do the pizzicato, so it's like easier to hear. And then I'll let the contrabass do the arco part. And you here playing, oh my gosh, not a tritone, like this. Wait, forgot to tie D. Thank you. Okay, this feels a little uncalled for. There needs to be a bit more behind that. Maybe it needs to start. Maybe you guys also need to increase. I'm a little afraid of doing this though. Let me hear the piano version. I mean, of course it is supposed to sound quite dissonant, but on orchestra it just sounds a bit strange. Let's have all of you guys be arco. Let me hear these strings. Yeah, this just does not sound good. Let me have you guys play less notes then. It was probably the major second in here. Yeah, that just sounds bad. Let me go back. Oh, you guys are playing the same thing, ain't you? So you might as well just double up. And then you can do this. That's better. The violas are not heard over this, but it's okay, because I don't care. Again, the trombones feel like they come out of nowhere, so maybe I shall just take y'all and put you over here. Okay, I like that. I also realized that I marked the clarinets and trombones as arco because I'm smart. Oh my gosh, get out of here. Used to play cello, I got this. Oh, okay. Good to know I have a professional on my team. How about you do this? You violas, just shut up. There you go. I can hear that. That's better. And of course you immediately have to come back down. I'm going to put you like this. I shall make you go back down to piano. Same for you here with the beautiful 7th. I don't know, how do I select only one chord? Whatever, I'll just do this. Decrescendo, thank you. Why is this measure so tiny? Nope. Good, and there's another part right here. There's a counter melody. What a beautiful arpeggio. Let me put it somewhere where I can hear it on the score. Okay, let's get that. Who do I want to play this part? Who sounds the most like this part on the piano? There's like this very odd major second here. What was that? G. Is that G flat? Is D flat major, right? So I think, yeah, G flat. G4, 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 and then it just goes up. Who would be the best for this? Hide this. Oboe, go. Go, bow. Maybe violins. Okay, I think violin is the way to go for this. And then there's this very beautiful like block chords that come after, so I shall put those in afterwards. But first, let me add this. Was that G or G flat, A flat? And I guess a violin can't play G flat. Well, that's what the viola is for. G flat, pizzicato. There. And what's that? D. Nope, doing this all wrong. And then you play E. Is the correct note. And then after that, G, A, and then D. It's a bit strange, but that's fine. Okay, I cannot hear you at all, man. You're gonna have to speak up, my violin friends. The viola is so much quieter. Violas just have no punch, do they? Reduce their volume arbitrarily. That makes a bit more sense. And then the first violins can play this little line we're leading here, which is add here an E, E flat, G flat, and then after that A flat, and then it goes these chords going in parallel, not parallel, it's the wrong word, contrary motion. It's gonna be very fun and awesome, and you guys are still pizzicato from last time. I ain't never give that up. Those seconds just sound like mistakes on the pizzicato when it's not on the very perfect piano. How about you guys just go up to E for simplicity's sake? And then maybe I can have some of you guys punctuate those beautiful seconds, and those seconds appear on the first half beat. It's right here. And then on the, what was that, the, oh my gosh, the third and a half beats, which is like right here. This looks so dumb. Oh my gosh. Go. No, oboe was better. Oboe had a bit more bite. And of course you're probably gonna need some tempo change. Let's have a little bit of a speed up here and a way slow down over here. Go away, go away. And you, I want you to like super duper slow down. There you go. Okay, try this. Okay, that was way too abrasive. Let me slow you down. 111, there you go. Oh, I forgot to make someone quiet down. Who is not shutting up? Everyone's still so loud. You guys go to pianissimo. You pianissimo. Thank you very much. Pianissimo, pianissimo. Thank you. It's probably the amount of instruments that are playing. If I cut them off, that would be better. Like this. There you go. That's better. Same with your trombones. Shut up. Yeah, okay, that was better. You get replaced with a rest, please. Okay, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do this one, but I have an idea. Let's see. The flute cannot even play that. I'm going to need a piccolo. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to write multiple instructions for this. There you go. Oh, are these, okay, well, there's some very interesting things going on here. So I think I've already done it wrong. This isn't correct. Oh wait, no, this is correct. Let me write it down here first so it's easier for me to tell what the heck is going on. Does this repeat? Is it the same? It's the same, okay. Go back to a tempo, please, not a larg. To a tempo, thank you. Okay, and look how low these things start. Oh my gosh. I might just give that on the bassoon, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure if I want too many strings on this one. Oh wait, this is wrong. It needs to be D, not E. And these are in octaves, so they just kind of go up-ish. And then you guys go E. What's this? Nope. Higher. Nope. Oh my gosh. And then whatever that is. Again, just writing out the notes so I have them before I get silly with it. Oh, is that Silent Night? Oh, there's some chords happening here now. I mean, that is what's played. It just sounds very odd when it's on flute and bassoon. It doesn't work at all. Maybe if I use bass clarinet, then it would sound better. Um, I guess maybe strings might be the way to go for this then. It also means I could use the contrabass, which is good. Yeah, these ones need to be a bit more fleshed out than just flutes though. Then let me harvest these bottom two notes here. And put them on clarinet. And then let me take this whole thing and have the, oh my gosh, have the oboe like transition to it, you know? This, oh my gosh, and then delete this. And then, what are you currently at, pianissimo? Let me just, like, super duper verify that you're pianissimo though. Oh, I forgot I did this. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to put you down. Let me take... You know what? How about you guys just double up? Okay. And there is a little bit of fun stuff happening here. This is really low. I'm not sure if I want it to go that low. But you know what, why not? Could have the tuba play it, maybe. I'll do this. And then there are fourths here. Good. Okay, I mean that's better. I'm not sure if I like it that much though. Alright, this part's definitely supposed to be a bit more free-flowing instead of the straight 16ths that I'm getting right here. Let me increase this a little bit. Okay, there's probably supposed to be like some kind of crescendo here. I can probably just like artificially make you louder by doing that. There you go. And then you guys, I will just have to make louder through hairpins. Put a... where's the dynamics here? Awesome. Okie pokey. I'll save that for another time. Let me just hear what it sounds like from the beginning. Nope, I pressed the back button, I'm pretty sure. The oboes are too loud. Okay, that definitely needs some work. I think it can be a lot brighter in some places, and some places I think need a bit more weight. And some places need to like lighten up. There needs to be a bigger contrast, I think. Right now it sounds a bit samey, but whatever. I'll do that next time. I'm hungry and I want a corn dog, so I'm gonna go get one. Thanks for watching if you are. Bye.